I'm not gonna try redoing it. Oh shit, is it actually? I'm off by a second. That sucks. Anyways, I didn't close the window. Damn. I was gonna say something about like subscribing, but I don't remember. It was like something dumb. It was like if you finish watching this video and you don't like it, don't subscribe. Lol. Anyways, so we got the ReZero collab, and they dropped 2 LRs like they did with That's How I Got Reincarnated Slime, and one of the LRs is, man, I gotta change the way I edit the videos because this does not look good when it's on the victory screen for Reinhardt. But Reinhardt got the LR, and I'm only gonna talk about Reinhardt, so this 30-minute video is gonna be about Reinhardt. Even though I should probably, man, I gotta do something else because I still don't know what to put. I was gonna put something for Origins on the thumbnail, but then I was like, no, it's gotta be something about Reinhardt. Anyways, okay, so they gave him the LR, as you can see. Well, I'm here changing clothes out because I freaking didn't like the sword that he had for the LR set. As well as I'm saying this, like, because they added the Star Crucible or whatever the hell it's called, that's where you get LR weapons for your LRs. And I'm like, they only dropped 2, which is Roxy's and Lost Vein, which doesn't make sense because you already have almost like 15 LRs plus 2 collab LRs, and you're just gonna drop 2 LR weapons. Like, I would get if it's like, oh, they're tight on schedule, but the thing is, the Crucible comes back bi-monthly with Hero Arena and Dungeon, so like it doesn't. And the defense battle, it's the 4th thing. Like at the end of like next week when Hero Arena is done, probably the Star Crucible is gonna come back and be the thing for like 2 weeks, but it just doesn't make sense to make it that way when it's a cosmetic thing. Like the Star Crucible should just be open all the times. But also the Star Crucible is like the ultimate or the chaos version of the what was it, the super boss fight and stuff. So it's like I just don't get it. I don't get why they did it like that, but I'm just more like nitpicking about like why it only dropped 2. They could have easily done 5 LR like equipment and cosmetics, because the boss fight itself drops the material you use to claim the LR cosmetics. So I don't know why not just make it 5 and then you just gotta farm it a lot. Like I farmed it almost like 50 times for no reason, just to do it. But yeah, so like next when that comes out, they have to like add or they'll have to add it during a collab where like, oh, the collab final boss, the Star Crucible final boss is like the collab boss if there is one, and it has like all the collab like cosmetics, because it just doesn't. There's a lot. Anyways, all right, let's talk about freaking Reinhardt, because I've been talking too much about the game. So they gave him the LR, which makes it where I think he's not even affected. He never had any like human support or like a selfish passive with humans, so they gave him one, but they gave it to him as in collab heroes. So that's why I'm running Sun Jin-woo, Darkness, and Tatsumaki in the back. Tatsu. I don't remember her name. So for every collab hero, I'm just gonna do this off memory because I think I remember. For every collab hero, he increases his own basic stats, or he increases something by 7%, and his max HP increases by 15% for every collab hero. And then he has his like regular passive where for every turn he applies himself 1 buff of 4, and then at the end of it, it's now for whenever an applicable ally or applicable collab ally uses like a skill, applies one of these 4, well, only one of these 3, which is for when a collab ally uses an attack, is 50% damage increase. For the ally and Reinhardt, if a pickable ally uses a recovery move or a buff skill, they themselves gain evade or immune to debuffs, and Reinhardt also gets that. And if they use an alt, it increases all stats by 25% for if somebody else uses an alt than Reinhardt. And Reinhardt also gets that, which sounds cool on paper, but is actually bad when they don't stack. It does not stack. If Reinhardt already has the 50% damage increase and doesn't have any of his other buffs, and somebody uses an attack card, he does not get a second stack of the 50% damage increase, which doesn't make sense, right? And also they made it where when he dies, he gains immortality once. So he doesn't have a way to infinitely gain immortality, but at least he has like a revive type deal. As well, they upgraded his cards. The flood card is now a sword slash, right? Is that what it's called? That's okay. So that one's breakthrough. The crit chance has become the breakthrough, and also the card gives him alt gauge when he uses it. I did not know it gave alt gauge. I just used it because I didn't want to use the flood card. The flood card is now so breakthrough gives alt gauge, and then 3 times crit chance, 2 times crit damage, and then for every buff he has on himself, he does more damage. But the flood card is what is it? It's the same thing, I think. It's like crit chance, crit damage, and for every buff that exists, give him 30%. But it like doesn't stop stacking and just keeps going, which is cool. And then he has his relic. They didn't change his ult, I think. The only thing they changed his ult about is that they gave it the breakthrough effect or the flood effect. I can't read that; it's too fast. I'll read it when it comes up in the Bible. When it comes up in the left side. That shit too fast still. It's too fast. What is it? Sword slash. Okay, yeah. Sword slash is the crit chance. Increase damage out for every HP, and then damage out for each buff applied by the hero. So it has to be his own buffs. So yeah. That's why I have him 6/6. I've had him 6/6 from the beginning. I don't know if I used Reinhardt in a video before. I think I probably did. I don't know. Probably on a human team with a human healer team, but excuse me. But yeah, so I have him 6/6 already, and then people are saying like, oh, he's actually really good. Also, they really make you. I haven't summoned on the ReZero banner yet because I was gonna record it when I got all the free summons and then go through it, and that's why I don't have enough gems to really go to like a rotation. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait. And I already have this video, this already set up, so I'm like, why not just do Ela Reinhardt, and then next week I just do all the characters because I'm gonna get almost all of them, I think. But when you go through when you go through the collabs, there's nobody that is human adjacent and has a recovery card or a buff card. Only Priscilla has it, and that's why I was like, wow. They really made it where he has to be played with ReZero characters. Or mostly just Priscilla. Which I think Priscilla is probably like a really good support for him. I don't really remember what she does. I think she's a support for humans and fairies. But I don't remember what she does for humans. Which I think is like a basic stat increase. But she has a blue card. She has a buff card. Which is a cleanse and then applies some other stuff. So if you have her and Ela Reinhardt, then you could apply yourself a immunity buff, or an evade. And then Reinhardt also gets either of the ones. Unless that wasn't written right, and anytime you use a buff card, it gives you the evade effect, or it's just the recovery that gives you the immunity to debuffs, which I don't get. As well, they didn't fix the wording for his immunity debuff. It is not cleanse still. It is just applies it to himself, and that's it. Any debuffs before, he will just have forever, which sucks. But I don't know why they just didn't make it stack. Like, it would have been so much better if it stacked. Because then, if he starts the match with the damage increase by 50%, and here comes Darkness using her like single target, or Sung Jin Woo using his AoE or single target, then he would have 2 of those, and then his damage increase would be 100%. Then that's it. It could stack to 2. It doesn't have to stack to like 3 or like infinitely. It could just stack to 2 of each. Also, the 25% stats from alts, like when he uses his own ult, he's gonna apply that to himself anyways. So having somebody like I did and you're gonna see it here, where I use Darkness ult, and then I use his ult, and I noticed that he only has 1 of the all stats increase. Where I'm like, what? That sucks. It should have it should apply again as a stack, a separate stack. Because yeah, he's applying it to himself, but he's also applying it to an ally to have 25% all stats for only one turn. For only one turn too. It's only for one turn, which is just so limited for him. But getting heated. I'm getting heated. But this is probably like the team I would probably run. If I just don't give a shit about LR. Like if I'm not trying to make Reinhardt the go-to, then I'd probably run this. But not Super, probably just Priscilla and Escalade Merlin. Escalade Merlin. I'm just split them up now. I put them together, split them up. Goddamn. Kind of shit in my house. Anyways, so that's what Eller Reinhardt does. I don't have Priscilla, I don't have Super, I don't have Amelia, but I know Amelia is like a weird like freeze type character, but I think her freeze works when she kills somebody. She freezes everyone, which is cool. And Subaru is just like the infinite revive character or something. I don't remember what Subaru's was. I didn't read up his passive, so I don't really know how to deal with him. But there's gotta be some type of way to kill him. There's gotta be like a flaw somewhere in his setup. It must be where after he revives somebody, he's like killable. That's probably what it is. But so Super, like I think Super just has infinite revive or something. I read like one Reddit post talking about it and hating on it, being like, why the hell do I want to do now? Like what the fuck? Also, people not understanding CC because the new people that have just like got on Seven Deadly Sins and are like kind of more intuitive to go into the Reddit and talk about stuff are like, why does can you close the fucking door then? I should have closed the door. I left it like half open and it's like hella windy. No, just it's edging itself. It's still edging itself. Anyways, fucking door. And they're trying to like talk about what was I trying to say? Okay, that why are the collab characters have so low CC? And it's because they want you to like buy the cosmetics, because that's what gives units CC is through cosmetics. So like normally, like that's why most YouTubers it's not that good to watch their videos if you're like new to this, like to the game. Like yeah, watch them if they're like doing tutorial based stuff or they're doing like how to stuff. But if they're doing showcases, like no matter the fact, this unit is gonna be fully geared, all cosmetics, maxed out to your status cosmetics. Also 6/6. So when people like first get the like Super and everything, Super and Beat Rice, and they're like, why is it only like under 70k CC? Which I say is really low for a duo unit. But then I remember it's Subaru. And he brings nothing to the table. He brings nothing to the table. So so all the stats that they have is mostly from Beat Rice. So so you gotta account for that. But if naturally their max CC is like 65,000, and then with cosmetics it would be 75,000, that's not half bad. And that's including that's me saying max cosmetics with HP gear max 15 everything, because normally that would be like pretty much the max that any character could get to was 75,000. Is that another fucking bike? Okay. So like that's kind of like the epitome of what I'm trying to get at, but it's just how it is. They make their CC kind of lowish so that you like spend real money on their cosmetics, because the cosmetics are real money. They're not like you could just buy them with gems or whatever, or buy them at gems later. You have to buy them during this event, which sucks. Also, I saw that like Patricia and Subaru are like really good at rat, where I don't get that, because Well, I think if you just don't care about the debuff effects and everything like that, you could just keep one turning it, because that's the whole point with Rat, is if you don't move him, then you're kind of stuck on that phase of the trunk step if you can't move him. So like, I get that if somehow you're like just stronger, then yeah, you could just probably just bitch slap him into like until he like dies. But then I think about like the final stage, and then like that's kind of like he's kind of I think there's damage cap for the final floor phase. So like, yeah, you can finish floor 1 and 2 with them, but floor 3 is gonna be like where you need debuffs. You need the specific debuffs to move them around. But I don't know. Okay, anyways, so summons. I think I didn't see if anybody really needed like a specific amount of dupes, but I'd say get Subaru 6-6, because I think he has some revive mechanics, and it's probably tied to his ultimate level, unless it's not. Where if it's not, then get him like 2 to 2-6. Just get him 2-6. Get everyone 2-6. I'd say that's like that's where you want to kind of get at. But if you want to run fairies, like if you summon for King, like I did, and you want to use them, put it all on Amelia. Put it all on black. Put it all on white. Put it all on white. But if you're running humans and you really like Escalan and you like Ella Reinhardt, then put it all on Subaru. I don't think you need dupes for Priscilla, because I think her support effects aren't based on dupe level. So you could just really just go with whoever. But I'd say just put on. Don't get Reinhardt. Don't get any of the old units except one of the sisters. The blue haired one. Rem, I don't remember. Get her, because they changed her passive to be more of a backline support for fairies. So if you are doing Amelia, then you have her on the backline for fairy support. Echidna is like kind of useless. Ram is kind of useless too now, unless they changed her. I remember reading her passive, and I think they changed it where her buff effects also kind of like apply to other people. But I don't think that really matters, because she still has to be in the front, and she's too squishy to be in the front without like dying. So, but mostly the team you would be running would be, if you got Subaru, would be Reinhardt, Subaru, Beat Rice, Patricia, and Tatsumaki in the backline. That's what the team I'd be running. But I can't, because I haven't summoned for it yet. But you guys will wait until next week. I was thinking of some dumbass jokes. Not gonna lie, I'm just gonna start yapping now. So I'm done. This is it. This is just gonna be the next 15 minutes of Reinhardt stuff. Invincible finished. Season 4 finished, and I was like, damn, it sucks. Even though I finished this week, I have been seeing all the memes of what it is, and I did not even notice. The last episode is like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's just it's like just Mark kinda, and he was talking with like Eve and shit, and I didn't notice that she said like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, and then I saw the memes and shit, and then there was like, I saw a meme of it, and it's Mark and Eve talking on like the roof of their house or whatever. And it's just her saying, "Are you sure?" And then it's Mark saying, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Nope, yep, I have powers." Like that shit. I'm like, where? I don't remember that sound clip of her saying that shit from anywhere. So I'm like, what the fuck? Which is really funny. Also, with Mark's decision, this is like spoilers if you don't, but Mark's decision when he's going through his like PTSD, and he's like going through every possible like situation that could happen, and then it just stops on Eve. That shit scared me. I got hit with a white woman jump scare. She was funny as fuck. I kept joking about it. I was like, damn, he's thinking about all the possibilities. Eve. Like fucking hitting with the slow-mo wind. Thought that shit was funny. Oh man. But man, storytelling go crazy. Themes and such. But that was like, man, though it is kind of funny at this point, if you're like on Instagram and you're not watching Invincible, then you're pretty much gonna be like spoiled of everything. And I bet nobody's gonna watch this fucking video. This video, this is like a 30-minute video. This is gonna be 0 views until next week, and then next week's video is gonna have Subaru and Beat Reds and everything, and then there's gonna be like 10 views. But nobody's gonna watch this video, I think. So what I'm saying is, what was it? That like Krieg like folded immediately, and I'm like thinking like all the Viltrumites are gonna fold immediately since like they're all not even mentally there half the time, except Nolan, which is a weird way to say, but he was like really indoctrinated. But that's why they said he was probably the best choice to be sent to different planets to do the breeding program shit, because it's like a selective thing where you have to be kind of like not chosen, but you have to be like tested to be put through the breeding thing. So that's why all these like other Viltrumites are like folding one after another. They weren't tested. They weren't put through training to like first go to a planet, make connections with the planet, figure out their like military strengths, destroy their military strengths and whatever, and also breed to see if like breeding can work and such without getting attached. Because I think that's what Nolan probably went through. He probably went through at least like 50 or like not 50 but like 20 years or like 10 years, like a lot of fucking years of like mental training to be like, yeah, you're gonna go to this planet, you're gonna breed, and you're gonna take it over. No ifs, ands, or nuts, nothing. You're gonna do it, and then at some point you're gonna take over the planet and get it set up for Viltrum Empire ruling, which is probably something pretty funny that they have to do at least like a couple years of training to take over a country, take over a planet. I mean, but in a way that they don't lose themselves to the planet emotionally. So like thinking of that, then it's kind of funny that like, oh yeah, Viltrumite like empires or whatever might actually know that, yeah, their thinking might be a little flawed, and all you need to do to fix that flawed thinking is just a little bit more brainwashing. Which is pretty funny. But yeah, no, everyone's gonna fold. It's not like they're the strongest Viltrumites in battle and everything, but not like they were supposed to be sent on reconnaissances and such. That's why they make Nolan the Great Nolan, because I think they probably did the whole breeding program too. They tried doing it, and then they're like, yeah, you can't do it, and they're like, what the fuck, man? And that's why Nolan's so great technically. But the thing is that like this is his first mission, and so like what the fuck? And then Thrag too. Thrag being wait, what am I thinking? Thrag? Am I thinking Thrag? I'm thinking the wrong one. Thaddeus. That's what I was thinking about. Right? That's his name? Megatron. I don't remember his name. But they're even saying that like, oh yeah, he went on a mission and then came back all weird and shit, like all pacifistic, or like more mercy killing. And like he's weird. Like, he's weird. We should do something. And then they're like, hey, if you want to do it, do it. I don't think it really matters. And then like Thrag's like, whatever. I'll think about it. And then also Thrag too. He's been trained since probably birth or some shit. I don't think a lot of people don't know if he's like because they say he's the strongest Viltrumite at birth. Oh damn, I'm almost done. No, I still got a little time. I'm like, damn, I'm yapping over here. Because they said like, oh, he was specifically bred to be the strongest Viltrumite, which could work both ways. I think he could be a test tube baby. It's not like it's the craziest shit ever, but he has to be the strongest Viltrumite, but not related to Argal, so that he could be like a kind of like a third party to Argal's empire and the Viltrumite civilian ship, if I'm trying to get this right. So Thrag is supposed to be the strongest of both sides. Man, if I said it was 1 in the afternoon, you wouldn't believe me that there's people just racing their shit in broad daylight. Fucking hell, dude. Like, do it at night. I'm doing this recording in the afternoon because I'm thinking that nobody's gonna run their shit, but no, it's the curse. It's the curse. Anytime I record, I'll be motherfucker running their shit. Anyways, but because I feel like it would just be too slow to like, oh, like here's, it's like breeding horses. Like Argo was a bred horse off to the side for a race that's such long lived. Like, how would you know that you have the strongest in a way that it's like I think like adulthood for Viltrumites is at least like 30 years, right? Like elves, like, oh, it's like they have to be like 60 or some shit to be of adult age. But we had the whole Nolan thing where it's like, oh, it's his 18th birthday and they beat the shit out of him. Like, do Viltrumites grow up that fast? In like 20 years they're adults and then they go on for thousands of years? It just doesn't, the ecology doesn't make sense. But if it is like that at 18 years you're an adult or something like that, I don't even remember what they said to Nolan before they beat his ass. But if that time frame is how you could distinguish the strongest after their childhood, so in their prime, and then even though they say that even when Viltrumites get older they get stronger, so like there's no way to tell who is the strongest unless you have the whole culling shit like fucking Drag did when he got mad and threw a hissy fit. But that doesn't make sense either because it was with Argo and Argo was like, oh, wisdom and shit, we don't have to kill each other, let's just try to like take over everything else and everything like that, and everything's ours and whatever the fuck, and making it that kind of case, it just doesn't make sense. So that's why I think he has to be like not genetically modified but genetically selected to be the strongest outside of Argol's blood family, because then like Thrag would have technical rights to the throne even though he would already be the regent of the planet and have like technical rights to the throne, but that he's like the second, like, what the hell was it, the president survival thing, or like he's the vice president, and so when the president's gone he's just gonna be in there until like a new president gets found or elected. But everyone wants Thrag, everyone likes Thrag, so put him on there as well. He's gonna be just fucking I forgot what I was gonna say. He's just gonna be like just on the moon just fucking around. I don't think Thrag is gonna be staying on Earth. I think he's gonna have his moon base on the dark side of the moon, which is weird because yeah, it's comic spoilers that his base is on the moon, but like on the dark side of the moon. I think even though Mark flew past it in that episode, he flew past the moon from the dark side of the moon to like go around to like not be seen when he was going to Earth, into Earth's orbit and everything like that. Which is weird that he didn't see, or nobody detected a ship on the moon or Viltrumites on the moon or anything like that. I thought that once Nolan turned on the thing for finding people, shit, I got like 8 seconds, they'll find it. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm done. This is 10 matches of Reinhardt doing good, and I one geared one that didn't really work out so well. But you know what, that's fine. What the hell am I clicking here? All right, I'll come back to this next week with a better